Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 14th episode of Sports from All Angles. This is the this gotta keep it little, Rhinos, right? This is the show where the Rhinos and Aliens crew comes together to give you the most up-to-date news on the events in sports that we consider or we found the most interesting. And today, it's not as packed as last week, which is kind of good because we have a busy day, but we still wanted to give you a jam-packed episode. And right now, we're going to start with some NHL. You know, we have to give them some love. I want to point out two things. I remember last week we were talking about the Las Vegas Golden Knights, bro.
Mm-hmm. Since they coming in new.
They're still rolling. They're 6-1. If I'm correct, they have the second best record in the NHL, only behind, as I pointed out, the Los Angeles Kings, who are killing it. They're 6-0-1.
So that one
is a tie.
Yeah. Went either way.
So the freaking Los Angeles and Las Vegas teams are doing incredible. And then I had to point out Alex Ovechkin. He just keeps on scoring. He has 11 points for the season, but more importantly, 10 goals. Mm-hmm. And his 10th goal came in overtime, which is his 20th overtime goal, which is now officially an NHL record. So this man
is amazing.
Give some props to him. He's showing why he's the most talented, at least on the offensive end. He just needs to start doing this in the playoffs. And now we want to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, where they didn't play this week, but they played Monday.
Yeah.
And after starting 5-0 and everybody saying, oh, they might actually make the Super Bowl, the Patriots are struggling and everything, past two games has not looked good. They got blown out by the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, and now they lost a game against the struggling Oakland Raiders.
They let that confidence and all that hype go to their head.
And the thing that's crazy, Alex Smith is still putting on an MVP calendar type of performance. Now, people are going to judge saying he's not coming clutch or making key throws. Yes, but at the same time, when your defense gives up 31 points,
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's not like he's at fault. He put 30 points on the board, and for the season now, he has basically 2,000 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and still 0 interceptions, bro.
0.
So this is insane, and he's also completing basically 72.5% of his passes, and he's having legit an MVP season. And then I also want to point out that their rookie running back, it has 100-plus scrimmage yards in his first 7 career games, which is extending an NFL record. And he's only the second player ever to have 1,000-plus scrimmage yards in the first 7 games. The only other player, bro?
The only other player.
Eric Dickerson. And you know how nasty he was, and he went on to have an incredible career. And I know it's very early, but man, 7 straight games to start your career with 100-plus scrimmage yards, impressive. So we just wanted to point that out, how Kansas City, surprisingly, because last year what fucked them over, but what screwed them over was their offense, and this year it's been the complete opposite in terms of the past couple of games. So we're going to see how that works out. But now Danielle wants to start, because this is the week where the NBA season officially started. So
freaking finally, God. But yeah, we're going to notice about the certain games that started off the season. So let's go into...
And by the way, bro, you could point out whatever you want. I just pointed these out because they were like interesting facts that I found,
Yeah, big time. But yeah, let's start off with the Brooklyn Nets and the Indiana Pacers. Mm-hmm. Big scoring game. They actually lost, though, to the Indiana.
But they're 2-1.
Yeah, surprisingly, since they really kind of don't really have anybody, no big time
And they
players.
lost Jeremy Lin in game 2, I believe.
Because he has a knee injury.
Yeah, so. And he's out for the season, so that's even more impressive, especially because everybody was saying they were going to be dead last and whatever, in their division at least.
Yeah, but, it was a big scoring game. The score was 131 to 140, so...
271 points.
Points combined is ridiculous.
The second most in NBA history for a debut game, so that's nothing to sneeze at.
That's crazy. Also, I think D'Angelo Russell also had like 30 points.
Yes, he was he came out balling, and at least for game 1, made the Lakers a little nervous about
trading him
for Lonzo.
Not only that, but everybody degraded him. Like they thought that he was not going to do good.
Yeah, like his career was basically over. He was going to go to basically backup point guard position type of stuff.
And
but
he came out being a starting point guard.
So let's see if he could keep this up.
Next game, it would be Golden State and who did they play?
Oh no! I was just saying, the only other game to score more points was Golden State, Denver.
Okay.
Oh, but you wanted to point out they lost to the Rockets.
The Rockets. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what it was. And come to find out, the thing is, they definitely had the lead. The first and second quarter, they was up by I wouldn't say
1 point.
lot.
It was 17, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a lot, but 17 is actually pretty good.
When you have a 15-point lead, you technically should never lose, especially when you're the Warriors.
Exactly.
So,
but yeah, and you got players like Steph Curry, KD, and Danny Green. You got all these players.
You mean Draymond Green?
I say Danny Green. Draymond Green. You got all these explosive players. You don't need to lose. Like, what are you losing for?
And as Danielle he put down some stats. He pointed out when they score 25 fast break points and they have 30 plus assists, they almost never lose, and they haven't lost in it was months, right? Mm-hmm. And they lost. So you have a 17-point lead. They had 27, 28 fast break points. They had over 30 assists, and they lose to the Rockets. Yo, which, by the way, bro, ESPN now has them as the number 1 team. I'm like...
The Rockets?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't put them as number 1, though.
Bro, they have them over the Spurs, Warriors.
I think Chris Paul didn't even score that much.
Yo, and he's out for at least the next 4 weeks because something happened to his knee.
Yeah, he didn't even score that much on the game opening. He had 6 points, but he had 10 assists.
Yeah, but he hasn't played since, so.
Yeah, so. But next game, it was the Spurs, and I forgot who did they play?
I honestly don't remember because they won.
Oh, who did they play? It's right there.
Oh, Timberwolves.
Yes.
Yes.
Played Timberwolves. And actually, that was an actual really good game. But this season...
Well, the first half was good. The second half kind of fell off, yeah.
This season, though, LaMarcus Aldridge is actually looking pretty good.
He's looking like his old self. So
it took forever.
It took 2 seasons.
He actually had to complain in order to get these numbers and everything else. And
well, the coach also had to say...
Greg Popovich actually said that, I actually took him out of the game and took him out of his own game and all of that. So I had to learn him before I actually coached him. And I was like... As a coach, that is amazing.
Yeah, but I also think it was a two-way street. I think Aldridge he wanted to fit in too much. He kind of stopped becoming the player he was. And then Greg Popovich had to find a way to say, I want you to be a team player, but you have to be the player that made you great, you know?
Yeah, but as though Kawhi is out for right now, I feel like this right now is his moment to be what he was.
By the way, I was going to ask you, are you worried about that? Because, he got injured in the postseason.
It's not a big injury, is it? What?
No.
I didn't even hear about this injury, truthfully.
It's isn't it the ankle and the knee?
I'm not even sure. I didn't even hear of it.
I didn't even know he wasn't playing.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even hear of his injury. So
that's what just got me worried.
It's probably not even that big then.
But
it probably is going to be out for a couple games just to make sure he's back to 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, Greg Popovich actually is doing really good in opening season.
I'm glad you pointed that out.
So he's doing amazing. So far, I think his record is 19-2.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is for NBA coaches is an NBA record because it's over a 900 winning percentage, which
legendary.
He gets his team prepared. And they're 2-0 on the season, so
now, let's move on to the big OK3,
which, by the way,
is actually a really good team so far.
Well, didn't they lose their past 2? Because they just lost to Timberwolves.
Yep, but that was that literally this close.
Yeah, I just watched the play. You seen the play how Carmelo gets the three with less than 10 seconds.
Everybody thought it was over.
It was actually less than 5, and then Wiggins comes down and hits like a 30 plus foot.
Top. Cash! Oh my God!
Yes, and talk about a big three. Do not overlook the Timberwolves. If they could somehow get their defense right, they're going to be a scary team.
Yeah.
But, okay, get back. In the opener, as Daniel is going to get to, Russell Westbrook, bro.
Another triple-double.
80th of his career. And what were the stats specifically?
He had 21 points, 16 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Yes.
But not only that.
In
Paul
the opener.
George has 28.
And
Carmelo
then scored 20 plus. How much?
had like 22.
Yeah, so.
Them all combined had over 80. Dang there. Like, that is.
It was like
amazing.
70.
Actually, it's like
76
78.
Yeah.
78, I want to say.
But the thing is, what was so impressive about Russell Westbrook, he scored 21 points, and he was only off of 12 shots. It was like, if he can keep this up where he's okay just getting 12 to 15 shots and he scores 20 plus points, and these two other members can get 20 plus shots, and he's getting, I'm pretty sure Russ will have no problem scoring 20 plus points and getting 14, 16 assists, So
yeah. Also, Lonzo Ball played terrible in the opening. Got shut down by the number one defensive point guard, Eric Bledsoe. Not Eric
Beverly.
Bledsoe. Patrick Beverly.
I just want to point out two things.
Down.
That game was just dreadful from a Lakers fan because for the first time in history, the Clippers beat the Lakers on opening day.
Yeah.
They got blown out. And then Lonzo just...
3 points only.
Yeah. And, bro, it was like... And you know what was bad, too? The whole team sucked ass. Because I saw a couple plays.
Jordan Clarkson played good.
Yeah, but...
Jordan Clarkson played pretty... And Kuzma.
Okay.
Even though
well, not to be selfish, I was saying when... he was trying to get his assists, they weren't making shots.
Yeah.
But as we're going to get to the next couple games, the Lakers are playing pretty good.
Yeah, he had 29 the next game.
Yeah. But we're not going to bring that up later.
Itself.
Yeah. Before we get into that though, I want to bring up the MLB, the Fall Classic, which is their World Series, however you want to put it. After going down 3-2, somehow the Astros came back and won games 6 and 7, and it was for many reasons, but the two key highlights is their pitcher, Verlander, who has been hot money. Every start this postseason, he's earning his money. That's definitely without a doubt the best trade of this year for the MLB. And then Altuve, their MVP candidate, has hit 5 home runs in the postseason, and he came clutch in games 6 and 7. So the Astros are to the World Series, and that's impressive because nobody, when it comes to baseball, it's who cares about Houston, right? But I also want to point out the Dodgers, bro. They won 4-1 in 5 games, and in Game 5 on the road, they won 11-1, which is first time ever that an MLB team won on the road in an elimination game by double digits. So they came prepared. They won the first 3 games convincingly or in dominant fashion. Then Game 4 got away, but Game 5 they were like, "Yo, this is not coming home. We're finishing this right now," and they won 11-1. So
it was like, we are not about to go home with an L.
And it's a funny thing too. Before the postseason started, there was hype about wouldn't it be great to see the Astros and the Dodgers because they, for most of the season, were the 2 best teams, and now for one of the rare times, we're getting 2 100+ win teams in the World Classic, so the Fall Classic. So that is awesome. Hopefully it's a great series. Just because of my Los Angeles bias, I want the Dodgers to win. They're like, who wouldn't want the big team to win? But the Astros, if they do win, they're a perfect example of a team. You draft, you train, you get your players ready, and then they build. So they don't buy anybody besides Verlander. But as that's shown, that was like the best trade. So, but now
back to the NBA.
Yes.
Let's go into the rookies. Well,
2 rookies.
Yeah, 2 rookies.
But it's impressive nonetheless.
But yeah, Ben Simmons came out playing strong, even though he wasn't able to play last year.
Which, by the way, bro, this is my only thing about the NBA which confused me. Why are they still considered rookies if you miss your entire first year?
aren't you technically a sophomore?
You are technically, but technically you haven't played your first official NBA game.
Okay,
So
I think that's
you're still
maybe football is weird because they do this in baseball too. If you don't play like a certain amount of games your first year, your second year is technically it's like this.
Well, I don't know about playing a certain amount of games.
No. Well,
you
that's
play
for
one
that
game. You're officially not a rookie anymore.
No. But for baseball, it's like that because Judge is considered like
that's still a rookie.
Yeah, and it's like, but he played like 15 games. It's like I'm confused.
They have a lot of games during their year.
Yeah,
though.
I understand.
That is really understandable.
But continue. I'm confused by that. It throws me off.
It is kind of confusing. I mean, it's the same with Blake because Blake didn't play his whole first year.
No, I know, and he still won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
It's weird. But continue.
Yeah, moving on. He played 3 games, and guess what, guys? In each game, he had 10 plus points. 10 plus rebounds. Also, 5 plus assists in each of these games. So he might be number 1 candidate so far in Rookie of the Year so far.
Yeah,
from what I hear.
And those numbers might not sound impressive, but if you go to the stats, he's the only other player to do this, I believe, was Elgin Baylor and Oscar Robinson.
Exactly.
So that's why it's like, 10
for their rookie year.
Yeah. So this is why when you from the outside looking, it's like who cares? Like, okay, those are whatever. But when you go to the stats, it's like if he keeps this up, and if Lonzo keeps having up and down games.
He could definitely be one of the best rookies.
Yeah, but it's at the end of the day, the rookie of the year is coming down to these 2 players. They have the spotlights, especially with Lonzo in LA, and they're putting up the numbers. So
far, yeah. Also with Lonzo, he became the youngest Laker player. I was about to say somebody else, but youngest Laker player to actually have 10 plus assists in a game. So congrats to him, man.
And as you were pointing out, his second game, he balled out
29.
Yeah, with like what was it?
It was against the Suns too, I think.
Yeah, which we're gonna talk about them.
Yeah.
But he had 29 points. It was 11 rebounds and 9 assists.
Mm-hmm.
He was 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Triple-double already.
Which would have been the youngest player ever, right ahead of LeBron James. So I'm hoping because
he can get it at least once or twice. I think he can actually get it probably a few times this year.
No, I agree because he doesn't care about points, as he's proven. 2 of the first 3 games, he scores less than 10 points, but he cares about getting rebounds and getting his team involved. And his assists, not to bash on Westbrook, his assists are more so like a Steve Nash assist, where he's just threading the needle and he's just moving the ball. And if he gets the assist, he gets this assist.
But if he doesn't, he's okay with it as long as we score.
Yes. And talking about the Phoenix Suns, by the way, I'm just going to leave this to Daniel. They're just terrible, but their coach got fired, and rightfully so. He hasn't done anything. They haven't made the postseason since he's been the coach. And as Daniel's going to point out how bad they've been in the first 3 games.
They're 0-3, guys.
And why is that so important?
This is a season opening, guys. You cannot start off 0-3. This is important. This is really important. But also, guys, from what I've been hearing today, starting off today,
talk about that.
Eric Bledsoe, guys, probably won't be with the Suns anymore.
Yeah,
he's mad. I'm guessing he's mad that they're starting off 0-3 and not having a W yet, or probably just fed up with the team because he's been here for a while.
Yeah,
but he tweeted went on Twitter and tweeted that he doesn't want to be there anymore, and I think one of the coaches seen it and it was like, you know what, fine. Yeah. At first he was suspended. He's suspended for I think a few games. But they came down to a conclusion that they're actually potentially going to trade this guy. So,
which I'm glad for, because he really is a key. He could be a key piece on a great team, you know. So, yeah. And the reason why he's mad, it's not that they're 0-3.
Nope,
they're 0-3 and they're losing by 31 points per game. And it's at NBA. They made NBA history for the wrong reasons. They're the only team to lose 2 of the first 3 games by 40-plus points.
Yep. Which is by the Blazers and the Clippers.
Yeah. So it's just, what else as a GM could you do? Like when your team's losing by 31 and 2 of the 3 games is 48 and 42. It's just, you have to make a change. Like nothing was changing, nothing was different. So
they're first in the NBA, guys. They're terrible. First in the NBA to go 0-3 by losing by
that many points,
30 points.
Yeah. So
it's bad.
Dude, can you imagine that? Just let that sink in. 30 plus points. First 3 games.
Guys, I play basketball. I'm in a basketball league right now. If I lose 30 plus points my first 3 games, I'm quitting. Nope. I'm not playing anymore.
He's not getting paid, so
I'm not getting paid. So I'm not about to stay here and not get paid and lose by 30 plus points.
Yeah, 30 plus points in the NBA is the equivalent of like 40 plus in the NFL, to give some comparison.
Exactly.
Or 10 plus runs in baseball. It can't happen.
I'm not staying.
No. But to move on to some football, the Dallas Cowboys, they're getting their thing together. They're 4-2. But what was so important, after their blowout win, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are back. Dak Prescott had another efficient game. He had, for the 7th time in his career, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. And what interests me when I found this out, he's now tied with Troy Aikman for Cowboys history. Mm-hmm. But the reason this is impressive, bro, it only took him 22 games. Troy Aikman, 167. And I know it's a little Rhinos and Aliens comparison, but it's like, okay, he's doing his thing, and he's not getting beat up when he runs, you know? So, like, he's actually running safely. So, and then, bro, Ezekiel Elliott, which was funny. Everybody was saying, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. He got suspended again, but because they had the bye week, some things happened, and they pushed back the suspension, so he was able to play, and he was like, you know what? I didn't come out the first 5 games balling, but you know what? Screw it. I'm coming out. And bro,
I'm about to bring the pain.
3 touchdowns, over 200 plus total yards, and just that's why he was the best running back last year. And if he keeps this up, as long as he doesn't get suspended, he's going to be the best running back this year. Even though Le'Veon Bell has some things to say about that.
Yeah.
Because he's been balling himself too.
Yes.
The only thing about Le'Veon Bell, his injuries still concern me just because of his knees. But so that's all we wanted to say about some Cowboys. Which, since we're on the NFL, bro, this is why when you play the Patriots, right? You beat them when they're down.
Exactly.
Because when you don't, this is what happens. The Atlanta Falcons get dusted. 23-7 or 24-7. It's like, see, the Texans, you should have won, but you didn't. The freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you had your shot, but your kicker couldn't make field goals. And now they're 5-2. And the Bills, whatever shot they had to win the division, I know it's a long shot, they lost. But by the way, we were watching Mama's somebody went to the game. He was like, "Whoa, this was a great game." And we saw the highlights, and wow.
Yeah, saw the highlights. I don't really watch the Bills, but I watched the highlights.
We were impressed.
Yeah, they actually played pretty good. Defense was actually pretty good. Had a couple interceptions. I actually also caused I think 2 fumbles.
Yeah,
they sacked the
Besides that one embarrassing, he couldn't even pick up the ball.
Yeah, he sacked the quarterback, and this guy literally slows down to get the football. But no, he flips. Oh no, and then kicks it. But luckily, they did recover it.
Yeah,
luckily. But
luckily, we made the field goal at the end of the game, though.
Yeah, that
to
also.
be honest with you.
But yeah, it was a close game. I believe it was 27-30.
Yes, and we got the field goal with 14 seconds left, and it felt like the game lasted an extra minute after that.
Hours.
As you pointed out, when they were doing the laterals, they kept going back. Now, the whole point of the lateral is you go back and then you quickly go forward. No, they just kept going back.
Yep.
So. Yeah, that did not go well.
Yeah, that lateral was horrible, guys.
And like you said, it felt
like 5 times, but they, in the midst of them losing it, keep throwing it back, trying to get forward, they're literally just going backwards. So guys, they lost 20 yards.
Yes.
It was horrible.
I would say at least that would have. It was fun to watch in the sense, is this ever going to end?
I was surprised though because I haven't watched football that much this year.
Yeah, you thought that was only in college, right?
I thought laterals was just college, guys. I swear. I mean, I've probably seen it. I think I've seen it once or twice in an actual NFL game, but I didn't think it would be used as much. but this one actually got me like surprised because they did it to every single player.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
Yeah. Because normally normally period, teams, they throw it a couple times and then one player says,
boom.
Yeah, says, F it, I'm going to play hero ball, and then
Yeah,
he
and
gets
tries
socked.
to do it. But no, they threw it to like every single player that was on offense.
So we just had to say some stuff like that. The Steelers, okay, as our Twitter account pointed out, this is the first year in probably a decade. You could pick basically any team that's not winless, and yeah, they have a shot to win their Super Bowl. The Jags, 1 week they're getting blown out. The next week they're performing a shutout.
Yeah.
St. Louis Rams, bro. I said St. Louis. Los Angeles Rams, pardon me.
St. Louis Rams?
Yeah. The Los Angeles Rams, bro, is just like, wow.
I was surprised too. It's okay.
They're 5-2, and I'm hesitant to say this. They might have the best offense in the league.
Yep.
So,
Might. Keyword.
yeah. The Philadelphia is looking good. It's just I'm not making any predictions anymore because every time I give props to a team, it seems like I give props to Kansas City. They go on a 2-game losing streak. I say something about Jacksonville. The next game they get blown out.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, okay, this is Jacksonville. The next game they blow another team out. So we're not gonna say crap until at least week 10 to where we could have more sample size because this season is just.
Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows? There's a lot of upsets, I should say.
Yeah.
In this season. So
Before we go to college football, we're going to do a big kabam with college football. Daniel wanted to show some love to the Greek freak. Guinness
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Because, man, he said before this season he's going to put up.
Man. Sure. I'm sorry. He really might get MVP.
Before you go into the stats, bro, I watched the second game with him going against Cleveland. He's the size of Kevin Durant, if not slightly taller, yet with the build at his age of a LeBron James. And when you think about that,
that
combo
versatility.
For the longest time, LeBron James was the most gifted NBA player in history. Mm-hmm. That's no longer the fact. The Greek freak is. He's 6'11", he's basically 7 foot. Yet he has the build of a young LeBron James. And every season he's improved. And if you watch him, nobody can guard him. If he wants to get to the basket, he's going to get to the basket. And as he improves his shot, which every year it's been better, he might. I'm not even gonna say anything yet, but just throw the stats out there, bro. Because these things are
each game, guys. So far, what he's averaging is 38 points.
Yeah. Oh,
10 rebounds, 8 assists, and also has scored 115 points in the first 3 games of the season, guys. The season just started.
5 assists. You said 8.
No, I didn't. I said 5 assists.
Oh, I'm hearing stuff. But hey, if it was 8 assists, I would have believed it.
But yeah, 5 assists. And guys, he's literally playing like an MVP.
Yo, 30 plus points all 3 games. His most recent game, he scored what? It was like 44 or something.
Yeah.
So
44. The first opening game, guys, was 37.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, so it's
amazing.
It's beautiful to watch. It's the physical. It's the physical version of like Steph Curry. When you watch Steph Curry, he could shoot from anywhere, and it's just a beauty to watch. That's an art form. But the Greek freak, man, is just domination.
Yeah.
And when you can outperform LeBron James,
it's like you're making a statement.
Yes,
definitely.
And as he pointed out, 115 points. That's the second most in Bucks history, only behind, of course, the great Kareem. And then, and then he's only the 9th NBA player in history to put up 115 plus points through the first 3 games with greats like it was Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem, obviously, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Jerry West, to name the rest.
Is Kobe in that?
No, he's never scored 115 in the first 3.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, just to show you what he's doing is. By the way, all these other players are Hall of Famers, and I know
Kareem, Kobe, we all know is a Hall of Fame. We all know this. But just saying,
when you could do something Kobe didn't
something
do,
like that,
yeah,
you're making a statement.
yeah.
For real.
So yeah, that's. So okay, we stop showing some love to the NBA, college football.
Dun 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 dun.
This weekend, I watched Michigan and the Nittany Lions, Penn State, and also watched what was that? Miami versus Syracuse. And this week, bro, I realized besides basketball, and especially over the NFL, there's no other sport like college football. The atmosphere, bro, the wildness, the craziness. When you can go to Penn State and you see this whiteout, you see 100,000 plus fans white out, and you actually have a good team, and you dust, you demolish the crappy Michigan State Wolverine. I said Michigan State. I respect you guys. Michigan Wolverines. It's like yes, yes.
Sweep them out the way.
Yes, bro. They won 42 to like 13, and you know how we were always talking about Shaquan Barkley on the show, bro. The first play, 70+ yard rushing touchdown,
automatically.
And for the first quarter, 100+ rushing yards. He finished the game. He finished the game with 200+ all-purpose yards. So, and which is impressive because Michigan, bro, had the number 1 defense in the entire FBS in third down conversions and total yards allowed.
And he said, best defense. Get him out of here.
Yeah, the Nittany Lions converted over 50%. They had nearly 550 total yards. And it was just, I'm scared because Penn State beat Ohio State last year. They're playing Ohio State this year. I have some faith in Ohio State, though. But Penn State's looking good. Shaquan Barkley's looking like the Heisman Trophy winner. In Michigan, you got your just desserts.
You definitely did.
But respect because no quarterback, shitty offense. But anyways. And secondly, bro, I'm so proud. Miami, they're ranked 8th. They're still undefeated. Now, it's not pretty. It's ugly most of the time. But they are getting the wins, and that's all that matters. Because this entire team is basically nothing but freshmen and sophomores, and they're depleted at certain positions. They're just not deep. So a win is a win. I'm going to take it. And it's felt like 2 decades since a Miami Hurricanes fan can actually be proud. And their stadium is starting to feel like when the Miami Hurricanes were great in the 80s and 90s. So that's awesome to hear. But now we're going to get into some noticeable highlights. Wisconsin's running back became only the 6th player in FBS history to have 1,000+ rushing yards in the first 7 career games. And this is noticeable because the only other players are people like Emmitt Smith, Marshall Faulk, and Adrian Peterson.
That's crazy.
So,
wow.
Stats are just stats, but numbers never lie. So,
just saying.
Yeah.
Unless you got a number 2. It might lie to you sometimes.
Okay, so next off, bro, the quarterback for Arizona, every week, I'll be surprised when he doesn't put up 100 rushing yards because now, for the past 9 quarters, he has over 660 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. And to emphasize, this is a quarterback. He's averaging over the past 3 games over 200+ rushing yards and over 2 rushing touchdowns per game. So I have to. That's just words can't describe that. That dude's on some crap right now. So. Another key highlight, just last one of the week. LSU's running back Darius Geese.
It starts with a G. So
sorry for butchering that name.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Correct us if we're wrong. But it's gone. Yeah, like do the whole
the pronunciation.
Yes, but for the 3rd time in his career, he had 250+ rushing yards. He had 276 in this game, which is impressive because he has 3 of 5 250+ rushing yards for LSU. In LSU history, with all the great running backs they've had, they've only had 5 250+ rushing games. He has 3 of them. So, and LSU's coming together. He's so far the MVP for that team. So I just had to show some love to him. And I want to point out a couple games. shout out to Central Florida. They're 6-0, best start in program history. Florida State 2-4, 0-3 at home. And this makes me happy because I'm a Hurricanes fan. So screw you, Seminoles. We have a follower out there, Jen. She's from Florida. She went to Florida State. I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
Yeah, but they're not looking good. They don't have their main quarterback, so that's the main reason. But hey, you guys lost to the Hurricanes, and you guys keep losing, so I'm a little happy just because the whole rivalry thing going. Jealousy, right, bro?
Just a little bit. Just a little competition there.
Yeah. And then, lastly, Alabama, bro.
Tennessee. Guys, this score was horrible. Well, yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. 45-7.
What, like, you guys tell me if that was horrible. Just let me know, you know?
And I found
I can't count, maybe,
but
just a little bit. But I feel like that's a huge deficit. I'm just saying.
Whenever you're playing a conference team and you win by 35-plus points, that's horrible. That's horrible. But the stat that I found, which was lovely, this is the 6th time the past 8 seasons Tennessee has lost by 30-plus points. And you're like, is that good? Well, obviously it's not good.
It's definitely not good.
Right?
Nope, not at all.
But it's really bad because in the first 92 meetings, either team only lost by 30-plus points 3 total times. 3 in 92 years. And in the past 8 seasons, it's happened 6 times, and Alabama, by the way, has won all 8 games. So Tennessee, I hate to say this, the coach, he's not going to be here next year. So
not at all.
Yeah, and when you're losing by that many points, like who? Oh, by the way, I show some love to Miami, but USC, bro, they got their buttocks whooped too.
Hell,
beat in, like snapped off. Holy crap, bro! Like, what is? See, this is the thing about USC.
What was the score?
Oh, the score was 49-14, which is, as we were just talking about, we can't count, but
I'm just saying,
yeah,
it might be a little huge deficit.
We can't count,
but numbers, man.
And I just want to point out, ever since Pete Carroll has left USC, the year you think they're going to be bad, they're pretty good, and they finish the season strong. And then the next year, because they finish the season strong, you're like, yo, they're going to make some noise. And then that's when they just crap all over your hopes and dreams. And I'm sorry, James. What's going on with your team?
What's going on, James? Huh?
I look like an idiot. The first week, I was like, yo, USC can be a potential national title contender. Well, I was very wrong.
James, talk to your team. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to your team.
And to show some love to a team that did some impressive numbers, Montana Tech, never heard of you, don't know about you. But man, bro, 93-14, 900 plus total yards. I don't care what league you're in. That's impressive.
That's ridiculous.
Bro, that's some, well, at least on one side,
Madden.
basketball.
That's some Madden basketball or something. That's a video game score. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God. And it is part of the FBS, so that's just like
that's crazy.
So I just wanted to point that out, and that's a great way to end it because we gotta go some work, some gym stuff. So, but we wanted to thank you to joining us for the 14th episodes of the Sports from All Angles show. And like Daniel always says after every episode,
like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you love this video. Also, if you guys want to talk to us individually, hit that description. Yes. We are also connected to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Guys want to give us some comments about our stats, give us some corrections or anything else, please let us know in the comments. Anything else? If you guys want to talk to us individually, like I also said, we are also on Facebook. We do have an Instagram. So guys, please share this video, give us a thumbs up, and
oh yeah, and leave some comments if we messed up on anything. Correct us,
please, especially on that one name.
Yeah,
Darius Juice Jice.
Yes,
something like that.
Yes,
but
thank you guys,
Great way to finish it, bro. And we just say we hope to see you next week for the 15th. And we're
Number
finding our
15.
mojo with this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kool-Aid Man. But like the Kool-Aid Man always does, we got to punch out of here. So, peace. So, if you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.